This one's easy. Oop, that's not. So this might be a type 1 pattern here in an uptrend. So this move that we were looking for to complete might be this little move here in an internal structure. That'll be fun to watch, and I think that's possible because of this here. So, you know, obviously in the ones that we have up here, so very, very possible. Okay. So if that's the case, then it'd be true what I'm looking for here, which is for the downtrend because of this down here. Here's the thing, that it doesn't look good in the 30 minute. In the 15 is not the best either because it's still higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. So right now for the 7:30 entry, I don't think we have an opportunity. We could, right? But like what I'm looking for is just something more clear. Right? Like I want to see the break of the lows. We'll see how these candles close. So I would like to see a break of these lows first before anything else. But if this creates another support where it could do just something like this, where right now it's doing this right now. It could do this, right? So instead of looking for the lows to break here, which is here, we'll look for the break of these lows, which would be here. But we need to see I need to see more candles. My bad, I was reading a text. Want to see more candles there. We get on the stream, yeah. Okay. That US 30 and then S&P is just a wall. So until we don't break these lows, we're not looking for an entry here. But again, makes sense to go short because here we have and a couple other ones that are smaller, so I'm not gonna even mark them, right? So let's keep an eye on US 30 and S&P as well as gold. And then gold, we have a little support zone, right on the 50 as well to bounce off. Still following structure, higher highs, higher lows, except for this kind of lower high here, right? Kind of made an equal high, lower high, higher low here. So now I would assume this shit is just gonna push up here inside of smaller time frame. We just have a double bottom. It's breaking that neckline, and then going back up to the top. So it's not the move I was looking for, so I didn't take that trade, but I did see that coming. If I'm looking at the external move, this is still higher highs, higher lows to push up, and I know that we have this up here. So external, this looks, even if you zoom out, right, you were in the 30-minute time frame, but if we go to a higher time frame, to 4 hour the daily, we'll see a smaller double top that's happening here. Right? So this could be the external move to the point where they'll just wick, right? They'll throw a wick up here to cover whatever's up here, and then that's when we'll start seeing the move go down. That's the way I see it right now. That could be happening. So thing is, I'm not training counter yet because I still want to be able to do this going the right way as well. following the trend and counter trend. But we're getting it down. Kinda makes sense too. We keep pushing up because we already had a change of character. Right, that change of character gave us a pullback, which then gave us another BOS, which was these pushes over here. Right? We ended up breaking on this side as well, because all of this was clean traffic here. We don't have any other BOSs aside from the change of character, and the next BOS, which was this. Right, then we had the support, right, the 50 EMA support, the 2 days of rise. Third day today, we're still on that strength. And if you notice, all these candles have bottom wicks, which I recently learned means something in the market. Right, for one, it represents a gap in the market, right, and the other one is a strength and weakness candle. So if you notice, this one engulfing green, no bottom wick, so the weakness it's weak. It's a weak candle. So price goes up, we know it's a gap in the market as well, right? That's also what it means. So price has to come back down to it to cover that gap to continue going up, right? An example for today was Euro USD. Right, Euro USD, I had this going up, but you know, it ended up moving at 2 in the morning. I wasn't awake, so couldn't take this trade, but literally picture perfect trade. Right, what we're looking for is the break of the highs and a retest. Right, well, I'll show the two parts. I'll show the parts without EMAs and with EMAs. Right, so we're looking for a break retest. Boom, we got that easy entry, and then our exit was up here. Right, this was one that I had on my notes for today. Right, so entry was down here, exit that would have been 36 pips from 2 in the morning to 3:30. So in an hour and a half, do the math. The other pair we had for today was Euro CAD. Euro CAD was another one. Right, Euro CAD even gave us a nice entry now by the time that I was awake, but it moved literally as soon as I got to the setup. I was like, whatever, I'm not gonna chase a trade, right? But same situation over here in the market. Red engulfing candle had no top wick. That was our take profit for the day, because we knew price had to cover up. The only way we knew price was going to continue to go up is we start breaking the highs, right? So the early morning trade, you saw price started going down, lower low, lower high, lower low, never broke these lows down here, right? So it never broke these lows down here. At this point, again, this was also 2 in the morning, so this was a trade that we missed out on as well, just because we weren't awake at that time. So what do? We go down to the 5-minute time frame, right? We go back to the low of the day. What are we looking for? The first higher high, higher low, right? So low, lower high, higher low, higher high. Was it a retest? No, never gave us a stop, just red candles down. But what did it do? Right, it left the red engulfing candle, it left no top wick, right? So then we had lower low, right, but never broke this low here. Was the structure. It gave us a wick, but it never closed below. And then what happened? Higher high, higher low, boom, break, higher high, higher low. Not only did it break, but it covered the gap, right? Not only that, look where the entry would have been, right? Green candle here had no bottom wick. So what are we looking for? We're looking for this break, higher high, higher low. And where our entry would have been, as soon as price goes down here, that's our entry. We would have been in drawdown 1 pip, but our stop loss would have just been below the low, so 10 pips. So look at that entry. Now we go back to the 30-minute. Now that we have our entry, where do we have our take profit? Right, number one would be STP, would be, TP number 1, but TP number 2 would just be to cover this gap up here. So 64 pips is what I missed out on today. So 64 plus the other ones on Euro USD. USD JPY was another one that had a similar play. Let's see if it did it. It did. So USD JPY, I haven't even broke this down. I did this last night. So if I missed out all these trades, obviously again just the timing of it. I don't really trade Asia London sessions, so I miss out on a lot of these trades. So I was saying earlier this week that I want to start waking up for Asia session. So I'm gonna have to switch up my sleep schedule and definitely just because you know this month alone is gonna be crazy when I like because I'm gonna break it down. I'm gonna go through every stream because again I write down every pair. So like the reason I know these ones off the top of my head is like I have this written down on my journal. So all these entries like I have it written down on the trading journal. So then I go back to them and look at the statistics of it. Like today I lost out on what 4 trades and we've only taken 8 trades this month. And those 8 trades, 6 of them were taken the first 5 days of the month, and 2 of them were taken, one this week and one last week. So that's just something I need to work on. Like I'm catching trades, I know what's gonna happen, but I'm not there, I'm not present for them. So that's definitely something I have to work on in my trading, and I think that's gonna help me a lot because you know the fact that one day of trading, if I would have been watching it, would already be equivalent to what I made for the entire month is kind of crazy. So it's just being there, it's being present in the charts and knowing like I definitely have to learn market timing. That's something that I definitely got to start getting into. But if we break it down, right, our TP would have been down here because this was the last candle. If you notice the green candles that had no bottom wick, right? This was the last one from the break, right? So TP would have been down here, right? So we look today. So yesterday we had a BOS. After the BOS we had a retest. So it technically gave us an entry, right? It gave us an entry at 3:30 p.m. Obviously at that time I'm not really looking at the charts, but again, that's just market timing and everything. I could have been, but whatever. So then boom, you're straight into profit. Lower low, lower high. Again, this lower high was just a retest of the break, right? And if we notice, you know, we had no bottom wick on that green candle, so we knew price was gonna go down, right? So as soon as we know price is gonna go down here in the 30-minute, we can see it is just a high, low, lower high, and then boom, go down. Entry would have been at the break of these lows to go down, cover, you know, these wicks to continue lower low, lower high, right? Lower low, lower high. Same thing for today, right? For the one that we were looking at earlier. High, low, lower high. Break of these lows would have been the entry. Boom, lower low. So technically, if we would have been looking at this, we would have had an entry yesterday and today. The entire move was 104 pips. So then just the move for today, if we would have caught this entry, would have been somewhere here. If we didn't catch it yesterday, it would have still been 70 pips. So what was the other one? Cat JPY was the other one? Yeah, Cat JPY. And then Cat JPY was... No, Cat JPY wasn't it. What does it say? This is like smudged. I don't know what that one says. Anyway, those were the 3 that could have been really nice. So we could still look at GJ. I just don't think it's gonna move today. It literally did 100% of ADR already, 112. So if we notice, like what was I looking at earlier? These lines are old, but I just want to kind of look at it, right? So I was looking at the break for the low. It never gave us a retest. It just continued to go down and it literally did ADR. Right, it missed ADR by 4 pips, but it never gave us a retest or anything. So that was like missed. So like whatever, price ended up even breaking. No, it never broke these lows. Never mind. Right, closed And the same thing, just in a lower time frame. Lower low, lower high, higher low, double bottom, higher low, and then now it broke the high of the day. Right, but these candles, all of them went right back down. So I don't know what's going, dude, what's going on? So I don't know what's going on. So I don't like this. I'm not gonna trade this. We're still, and if you know, if we really look at it, we're still in a consolidating zone. So there's nothing here. What's good, Kiro? What the stream, my brother? Quite late today. Yeah, I really wasn't gonna turn on the stream because we kind of missed all the entries. I like literally just 2 minutes ago I was breaking down the trades that I had looking at today, and there was three pairs that, or there were, yeah, three pairs that would have paid out, but they all moved during Asia session. Literally, there was two of them that moved at 2 a.m. and then one of them moved at like 9:30, 10 p.m. and I was already, you know, that's pretty much the time I go to sleep because I wake up at 4, like 4 a.m. my time. Um, well, 5 a.m. So yeah, I was just saying like I might have to switch my sleep schedule and start looking at Asia session, London, just fucking start playing the game, man. That might have to be what I'm doing. Cause yeah, man, it's yeah. Like, look, I'll break it down again if you weren't here for them. Um, I'll go from the top to the bottom. I'll be back in a minute. All right, let me know when you're back, and I'll go over it. So the ones that we could be looking at, right, which is US30, S&P, US30. Again, I'm looking for it to go down here, but looking at structure, you know, obviously, like if we zoom out, we go to the other side. We go to the left to the previous highs. I'm pretty sure. Fuck you, trading view. I'm not paying for this shit. I'm pretty sure we'll find some gaps in the market, right? I could go to MT4 and do it, but it's not the same. But I will say that a discretion. I have found out that these gaps don't work in every single server. They're not. Some of them aren't real gaps. And it only works on TradingView. That's I don't know why, but it's MT4. If you go to MT4 though, like these the candles with no bottom wicks, they would just be gaps, like real gaps in the market. And if you notice, like TradingView never really has gaps. It's very rare for TradingView to have gaps. And that's another reason why I still use MT4. Like for example, if we go to US30 right now, we compare the candlesticks. Right, like look how many gaps US30 has. Right, and you see how this one has no top wick. Like this will look completely different on TradingView. This is just on the daily time frame. Go to the 30, it'll be the same thing. Right, like we have a gap here in the start of the day. We have a gap here in the start of the day. Today we had a gap in the market. Right, and US30 obviously is one that doesn't always open with gaps, but it's one that definitely does. So those gaps are important, especially for US30. Because if we, for example, if price opens here, right, with the gap, and it doesn't fill it from 5 to 6 a.m. and it's still below the gap, we know that by the end of the day it's gonna go up and fill the gap, right? So gaps are very important. But again, knowing this now on TradingView that that's what this means, and you know, in some candles, because again, is rarely gonna show it in the opening candle, but it is gaps in the market, so that's good to know, right? Well, this one has a bottom wick here, so that's wrong. The small one, but it's there. This one down here don't have that. You see these down here didn't have one, and then price went down and covered them, and then as soon as they covered them, boom, went right back up, right? And that's like a solid entry because you had higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and this was just a break of this structure here, right? And the lower time frame is the break of this structure up here. This was the previous BOS that had to be broken, which was broken here, for it to come down and retest and then continue to go up. And then again here was a retest of this zone here. This was the last BOS before the retest to continue to go up. So then you keep going and going. These never had gaps, so price doesn't have to go back down to that. Right, price was going, this one had a gap, price went down to it, boom, right, that's the entry. Now this one, it left the gap here and price never went down. So this is an indication that, hey, price is getting ready to start going down. Doesn't have to happen in the next couple days, but it could happen, right? And then if you keep on looking, like, just look for those candles that don't have those wicks and look for structure. Right? You might have to stretch out the chart a little bit, but see, this one has a small wick. This one right here doesn't have a, yeah, it does, small one. This one doesn't have one, so you gotta manipulate the chart a little bit. You can. So it's just little indications. So see here what I was saying. I don't believe this is a true double top that people could have said, oh look, high, low, high, broke the neckline here. Like, nah. I still think we're in this little higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. 730 hit as well just now. So and when structure doesn't add up on US 30, I usually go to S&P or NOS, and then that'll tell me what's really going on. And I see gold. So see gold, how it did have an accelerated green candle. The problem is this, like, I would have felt a lot more safer taking this trade going long if this, you see how this red candle didn't have a top wick, and then this next red candle went up, created the top wick for it, and then went down. If this candle would have never closed this gap, I would have been a lot more confident in the fact that price could have been doing this. Right, cover, use that as a support to continue going up, right? And then it'll continue to go up until here, right, somewhere in the zone, right? And then this is when we'll start seeing the drop to start covering, the gaps at the bottom and continue the structure, because I do have gold in a external downtrend complete. So and then obviously if we start looking at, I do have these marked, but if you see, we have these candles down here. So again, it's an indication, like, hey, just make sure you have this as it's a key zone. Just know it doesn't have to happen. It doesn't have to happen right away. But then you have that indication up down there, you had this indication up here. It's like, okay, there's only certain things that have to make sense. You know what I mean? Like, it can't be a coincidence, right? And then in a higher time frame, like, if we go into a higher time frame, it makes sense, right? Like, we're at the top of pretty much consolidation, right? We're in a very big consolidating zone. Or we'll say there's a split zone, but we're at the top of the previous break. And at the top of the previous break is where it looks like price might make a double top, right? You know what I mean? Like, it can't be a coincidence, right? Which is also just the retest of the external pattern. High, higher, low, higher, high, lower, low. That was a neckline change of character. Lower, high up here. This is the only thing that makes, to me, this is the only thing that makes sense, right? And then not only that, you see how I have a gap that's marked down here. This gap doesn't show on TradingView, but it shows on MT4. And that's a very important gap to have in the market. Let me see if it, no, I do have it marked. Look, exactly. This gap in the 4-hour time frame on MT4 is very important, and it does have it here on TradingView. You see how I have it circled? So there's just certain things in the market that you have to know, right? It's just key things that not a lot of people know and not a lot of people go over. But in the terms of trading, especially day trading, these are things you have to know. That's the only way you don't get trapped in the market. but this is what I see happening. Right, this entry, like I said, is a little bit more, the ones down here until up here, right, for me is a little bit more risky because this gap was already filled. But now if we break above here and we give a little retest, yeah, you definitely get in. We could look for an entry today on this, there's no doubt. But for me, again, this is the zone that we're in. We're either in the top to look for a break retest here to continue, or we were down here to look for a break retest to continue going down. So let's see what it does. Is there any big news today? Let's look. I don't think so. I think it was done for today. Um, yeah, 8:30, 8:15, 8:30, and then all day JPY news pretty much. But I was looking at the days. I got a little confusion. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Today we're still good. I'm hopping off early. Around what time? Yeah, I don't really have any more trades for today, to be honest. Like these are just aggressive trades now that I'm looking at. Um, all the trades I really wanted to take today were, like I said, 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. So I'm definitely gonna have to. I might just start tomorrow, bro. Fuck it, and then just work on it on the weekend. Just have the same schedule and fix it. Cause man, I hate missing trades. We'll be on stream, but don't have mental capacity for today to watch through charts. All good. Take that mental then, man. It's Thursday. You still got Friday. Or just take that 4-day weekend, man. Thursday, come back Sunday afternoon. Get ready for the weekend. Come back Monday. That's what we trade for, bro. Match taking one trade a week and then just have the rest of the week to be able to just decompress and do what you gotta do, deal what you gotta deal with. Calm my mind this week, get back next week. Yep, exactly. It's a good plan. And then come back swinging next week. New month as well, so it's nothing crazy. We already know that. The end of the week, it lines up that the end of the week, end of the month, you know what I mean? It's gonna, I'm pretty sure that on a Friday it's gonna be very crazy. So, might not be any trades tomorrow, and then having, obviously on Monday as well. I think Monday is the 31st. So Monday is gonna be a very crazy day to trade as well, but already starting next week, midweek, Wednesday, Thursday, we should have a couple trades to take. Same way we had last week, or this week, I guess. No, I was right. 2 weeks ago, beginning of this month. Trading Monday and Friday is risky though. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. You're not missing out on much. You could take those days off, come back next week. Why do I got the cam on? What's wrong with me? Hey guys. You see how gold still hasn't broken that high? Like that's a very. We got 5 minutes left. Let's see if it does it. It could still. But it is a very strong zone. A very strong zone that we're in right now. Zoom in. That's too zoomed in. Now see that candle? Wait, which one? Play Wordle? I got you. Give me 2 minutes. Let me see where this candle closes here. Because I could get a nice entry here to continue going up on gold if it closes above. Come on, give me a little retest here, man. Don't do this to me. Come on. Give me a little retest before you break the next tie. I'd appreciate it. I can't even understand right now. Brain dead. Give me a minute. Yeah, I'm in the zone real quick. Let me see if I can get an entry on this. I just love how MT4 looks. I hate like trading view sometimes. I'm still got up, cat shorty. Was good. My bad. I was looking at my charts right now. I'm looking at every single fucking screen. I'm trying to see if gold is gonna give us a nice entry here, but I don't think so. I think it's just gonna disrespect the zones. Let's see. I'm thinking price will stop here. Alright, let's see. Think not going to be the case for gold. So we go back now. Delete these lines here. Shit's in the way. Alright, so these were the two zones. Right, one to break above here and then above here. Or above here and down here. So let's see what this candle wants to do now. We have fucking 18 minutes. Alright, this could just be testing the low and throw a wick. Or a crazy wick to then fake everybody out and continue to go up. At this point, yeah, gold is just doing whatever it wants to do. As it should, you know what I mean? US30 and S&P still going up, so US dollar is going up. That's why everything's kind of going opposite, but there is news now, right? So let's see what wants to happen. 8:15. I think we go down to retest with this news coming in now. I'm gonna try something. Boy, word, hold on, give me a minute. Give me a minute. There is Euro news that just hit at 8:15. I was trying something out. I want to see something, cause notice what I was saying about those candles with the bottom wicks, right? Right, we're in a point where we had this gap here that was filled, right, which was the TP for the day going long, but then market also gave us this gap here. So 8:15 news, I want to see if it'll trigger, right? Let's see if this entry would work, right? Because I'm just testing this out. So see, boom, we would have our buy limits would be triggered straight into profit. Oh, it's playing with this zone now. So see, this is what I was saying earlier about like weakness and strength zones. Like, notice how this gap is tied down to also previous BOSs. So if we're looking for a retest, that retest, right, would happen anywhere here. So our stop loss for the entry should be down here. So let's see if that works. If you know, if that's the way that like Raja and these guys, that's how I understand it to be. I could be wrong. That's why this is just I'm testing this, right? Because the next news is at 8:30, and that 8:30 news is for USD. So we just had Euro news at 8:15 and USD news at 8:30, right? So that's the entry, and this would be the stop loss would be under here. So let's see. And then especially when you say all the issues with the news, right? So that's another factor that I want to put into play, which is why I don't really like trading with the news. I don't like trading news is because of that. So that's another factor that comes into play. See, it's a lot of it's an engulfing red candle, man. It's a big ass candle. But we also had engulfing green candles going down, so or going up. So it covered that gap that it needed to, and now it's gaining. It could be gaining more strength because again, we are in an uptrend, and we do have these gaps up here as well. So again, it could just be trapped. Like, you know, it could just be hitting people's stop losses and shit at this point. Right? And the biggest problem with this trade right now too is that it has this entire pretty much it has this entire zone to work with. So entries here, stop loss should be there if we calculate it, right? That's a lot of fucking dude, come on. It's 30 pips, right? So it's another thing, like with the entry up here and a stop loss down here, that's 30 pips, right? And then we could, you know, we could get a better entry, right? Like the people who like getting entries just right on the retest, right? You have this entry, this exit, which is 18 pips, just half, right? There's people who want to wait for the EMA, so if you waited for the EMA bounce, you still don't have an entry. But if you got an entry somewhere here, is this my cat trying to fuck with the wire? What's going on? You know, you have a 14 pip, so it's not too bad, right? You just wait for certain confirmations. Everything starts lining up, right? The only thing right now is this, bro. This 15-minute candle is hella strong, right? And if we start breaking down the 15-minute time frame, right, this would be the retest, right down here. So again, to get like a picture perfect entry on here, it's super slippery, super slippery. How's gold reacting? Still at the bottom, yeah. Shit's crazy, man. You see it, and then for gold right now, the 15, or I'm sorry, for Euro USD, the 15-minute time frame will make sense right now. That 15-minute structure looks so much better than the 30-minute, right? Because I could say that these are internal higher highs and higher lows, so the real move is higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, right? So in the 15, this looks so much better. This is the retest that we want to see, right? We knew price had to come back down because of this. We also see we have 2 days of rise right now, right? If price stays above and it closes above, we'll have 2 days of rise. So if we could catch this entry, exit would be up here. That's about 50 pips, right? It's about 50 pips. But again, we're in a continuous uptrend here. So if we want to be greedy, you know, we could hold this shit till. But that's the entry you want to see. But we need to see some sort of change of character somewhere. Right, in the 15 we're still going down. Obviously 5 we're still going down. 1 minute we're still lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Right, still made this lower low here. So we still got a couple more candles to look for. Right, and then the 200 EMA and the 30 doesn't really carry that much weight to me. I could still see this in the 15-minute pushing down here as well. Right, because then you could say, oh, but you have this same structure here in a lower time frame. Yeah, right, which in the 30 would make sense, would have the same retest. But just because these candles up here of the break of the high were wicks, I know 30-minute is a little bit different, but just how much and how much volume this pair has right now in this zone, I still think that the 15-minute holds the most strength. Right, when it comes to that structure, when it comes to where that retest has to be, it makes sense for it to be here, somewhere in this zone. So we'll have to see if we get the entry opportunity. Then at this point, if we get an entry somewhere in the zone, right? Like say we get one here, stop loss is 12 pips, fine with that, right? Compared to the fucking 30, 40, 50 pip stop that we would have had up here, right? So, you know, and maybe this could have been a little bit different if the 200, right, per se, if the 200 EMA was above here, maybe that could have been a little bit different. So, alright, so we know that we have news coming in at 8:30 now. So the problem is this, that every time frame has lower lows, lower highs. There's no real top wicks that I could be like, oh, this is gonna be a break, it's gonna make a higher high, higher low. So right now I'm not looking to enter a trade for this news. I just don't see a reason to. Right, like the 5-minute, the candles with no wicks doesn't really hold a lot of meaning. So this could go down. Definitely would love to see some sort of change of character or something for an entry, but there's a big opportunity that we might not get that. So big possibility that we might not get that. So let's see. Okay, this 15-minute has no top wick here. 30-minute doesn't have a top wick here. Let's see. Does it break the low? It breaks the low. Let's see if it breaks the low. Because that would be the biggest problem, would be if it breaks the low. Ooh. No entry for this here. Oh, Maybe not. Maybe it doesn't break the low. Now we have to wait. We gotta wait the 30 minutes now. That's the biggest thing, right? Because where's everybody's stop losses down here? So they could have been just ding ding ding, had everybody stop loss and then now going up. You see what I mean? It's that game they play, right? And then again, if you have an entry down here, you got another 30 pip stop loss. So like, dude, are you taking the trade? That's the problem. You see what I mean? Like that's the biggest thing with trading is you have to be disciplined. Cause now what's the next entry? Now we just gotta wait and see if it gives us a top wick. It's all the patient. It's about being patient at this point. Look at the 30 minute, because now we have a wick in the 30 minute, right? So if we got a break of this low at this point, our next stop loss would be down here, right? Well, at this point, we'll be looking for an entry no because it already broke the low of the day. So our next opportunity has to be at that next candle because now we have to see. Because if this 30-minute candle closes below, best believe we're gonna continue going down. But if this candle closes above, different story. What are we looking for? Now we're looking for price to break the high, like make a top wick of the next candle, break of those highs, and then our stop loss will be below this wick down here. So now we have 30 minutes to wait. See, and now gold impressed me though. See, gold we missed it because I was looking at Euro USD already. But it's all good. I already said I wasn't gonna take a trade today. But gold we missed it. Gold would have been perfect. Gold closed below, gave us a pullback here. That's the entry to continue going down. That's it. Right? That was the other move we were looking for. If it wasn't for the break up here, it was just how the candles closed. Right? Candles closed. We got a red engulfing right away. Yeah. We knew price was gonna continue going down. Like I said, this would have been completely different if this red candle wouldn't have closed this gap. But the fact that it did, none of this meant anything to me. You see what I said? Like, knowing what's gonna happen is crazy. But again, we knew that was gonna happen. Right? We have a major support zone here. Major support. And we also have this weakness candle here. But we're trapped in this little range that we're in. We're right now we're making the neckline for the M, for that double top. So we could assume that price is gonna start consolidating a lot here. It's just gonna go back and forth. Let's take a look at US 30 and S&P still going up. So again, I have no trade for here. Right? S&P US 30 continue to make these candles with no wicks. So again, it's giving us what we need to know about price and what it's gonna do relatively soon. We just gotta wait for it. Gold would have been the star today, for sure. Like I said, like today I missed like 5 trades. 4 of them because it was at fucking 2 in the morning, and then now this one because I just wasn't looking at it. But there you go. That's what we're looking for in every other pair is that break, retest, right? Went back up, retested the zone that it broke. And then fucking 80, 90 pips would have been done in 5 minutes. Right, so now we got the one that we wanted to wait patiently for. So we got 25 minutes. Let's see what happens here. That really much concludes the day trading, bro, because you know your USD already did ADR. So at this point, I'm just trying to see if it does more than what it has to. I don't think it will because it already did what it had to when it comes to this. Like it did STP and it closed the gap, so it's like at this point, you know, now we could delete these circles here. We could delete that one because that one is already closed. Right, we had one down here as well. Right, so now let's start marking what we need to start looking for later. Right, so now we know price is still stuck in a range because of these candles with no bottom wicks. See, this one had a bottom wick down here. That's the low that we want to see if it breaks or not. So right now we're good. Right now there's no more bottom wick. There's no candles with no bottom wicks here. Oh, there's one here. There's two here. Okay, hold on. Let's keep going. Right, we have another one here. Right, so it's about which one is it gonna choose first. Are we gonna go up first and cover the ones on the top, or are we gonna go to the ones? Now again, we know we're in an uptrend. But where are we in the complete pattern? Right? Are we gonna continue to go down to here? Right, to give a retest here, or are we gonna continue to go down to give a retest down here? Right, that's the biggest thing right now. What does price want to do? Does it want to go back down to the bottom of consolidation down here to then go back up? Right, because it already broke these highs. Right, so technically speaking, right, we're between this low and this high. So this internal structure, higher high, higher low, higher high, it could just be the full move of higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Right, so we'll be looking for price to pull back somewhere into this zone. Right, and if we go to the left side and we start looking at that, does it make sense? Again, keep a look for these candles with no bottom wicks, right? And we're looking for price to go back down to this gray area. And if we start looking, like, yeah, right, we have these candles no bottom wick, this candle no bottom wick, this candle no bottom wick, right? These candles gave them a bottom wick with this wick over here. Right, we keep going down. Let's see if it lets us. Right, this one had no bottom wick, but it went down here. This one had no bottom wick, but it went down here with the green candle. Boom, there you go. Here we have a more precise entry. Look, this one had no bottom wick, closed it with the red. Right, it was a gap. This gap was closed with this green wick here. Actually, no, it didn't. Right, so we have this one down here. Right, and if we keep going down, do we have any other ones? We have a small one here, but I'm not gonna count that one. Super small. We have this one down here, and then these are good. This one has a small wick, so it makes sense. This zone makes sense. So now I know that we're trading between, like I said, we're trading between that high and that low, right? In the daily time frame. So right now it's just, what are we looking at day to day? Right? As day traders, we got to see like, okay, cool. This is what we have today, and this is what we have overall. So let's start, you know, let's start looking at what we have. So at this point, like I said, right, we want to see a break of this low. If this low gets broken, then we know that price is going to continue to go down. If price stays above, we know price is going to go up first and then go down. So right now it's just a waiting game. So there's that. How's GJ looking? GJ is still consolidating. Um, S&P US 30 still moving on up. And now we broke another 30-minute structure. So now we have a new high and a new low. We have the new low being this low down here. Right, and then we have a new high, whatever high we make after the pullback. Right, S&P is pretty much the same situation. We already broke the high here. Got this low. We just don't have a high right now. We don't have a very strong high in S&P. USD CAD, we're waiting for price to push up, but as you can see, price is still going down. And again, granted, I think we're still in the zone of consolidation, to be honest. It's a very big zone, but I believe we still got to go down to this, where this green line is. That's a little retest of another support zone on the left. But as you can see, every time price gets up here, we're just in a zone. We're just trapped in the zone. So not only that, we have this candle down here. So at this point, it's just trying to figure out, like, okay, we're in the middle of consolidation, so I know price is gonna start doing whatever it wants to do. Right, double top, push 1, push 2. We're looking for another push 3 maybe. And then we'll be right back at the low and see what it wants to do. USD JPY was a good one for today too. This drop to cover this gap down here. But again, this was a move that happened overnight and I was already sleeping at this time, so missed all the entries. We missed the entry, you know, before Asia opened at like 3 p.m. and then we missed the fucking trade at 10 p.m. here, so it is what it is. As soon as it did that, now we're getting a little push pullback. And that pullback should be somewhere in the zone over here. Gotta cook something? Alright, no problem. I'm upset about gold though. Definitely upset about gold. That was a very clean entry that we could have gotten, and it just wasn't looking at this wasn't the pair I was looking at. Kind of pissed about that. Very pissed about that, to be honest. Fucking 100 and something pips. Yeah, we missed out on a lot of pairs today. Like all day today, we've been missing out on every single pair. Overnight pairs and even the ones today. The only one that didn't play out that I had on my list was Real USD. Bro, I have it here. I was just looking at it, man. My bad. I'll try to figure it out for today. We have a letter S and a letter C. We'll play it tomorrow though for sure. That's pretty much for the news too. Like, damn. But that goes to show, man. Not every day is a good day. Every day is a good day. Today's not a bad day. We kind of talking through every fucking pair and pretty much broke everything down, literally to the T. So it was a good learning day, for sure. No doubt about that.